They come back. Almost always when you finally started to let go. When your days feel quieter, but lighter. When their name doesn't echo the same way it used to. When your energy is no longer reaching for them, but returning to you. And that's when it happens. A message, a reaction, a sudden reappearance that feels too precise to be random. And your heart pauses, because a part of you always wondered if this moment would come. At first, it feels like confirmation. Like everything you felt meant something. Like maybe, just maybe, they realized your value. You start to think, they miss me. They regret leaving. They finally understand. And for a moment, it feels like the story is about to correct itself. But here is where you need to slow down. Because not every return is about love. Not every message is about regret. And not every, I miss you, means what you hope it means. People come back. For reasons they don't always understand themselves. Sometimes it's not about you. It's about what they feel in your absence. Because when you left, or when you stopped chasing, something changed inside them. At first, they didn't notice. They were comfortable, certain, used to your presence being there, no matter what. But when that presence disappeared, it created a space. And that space, it doesn't stay empty. It fills with questions, with silence, with a subtle discomfort they cannot explain. Because something familiar is missing. And familiarity is one of the strongest emotional anchors humans have. It's not always love that people miss. Sometimes, it's what they were used to. Your voice, your attention, your consistency, the way you showed up, without them having to ask. And when that disappears, it creates a shift. They start to feel something they didn't feel before. Not because you changed, but because your absence revealed something they ignored. But here's the important part. Feeling something is not the same as understanding it. So they interpret that feeling the easiest way they know. I miss them. I want them back. But what they are actually feeling is discomfort. Discomfort from losing control. Discomfort from losing certainty. Discomfort from losing something that once felt guaranteed. And this is where ego begins to move. Ego does not like losing. It does not like feeling replaced. It does not like feeling like something moved on without it. So it pushes them to return, not necessarily to love you, but to re-establish connection, to regain control, to remove the discomfort. And this is where it becomes confusing, because their return can feel real. Their words can sound sincere. Their energy can feel familiar. But familiarity is not always truth. It is comfort. And comfort can imitate love very convincingly. They might say they miss you. They might act like they care. They might even believe it themselves in that moment. But belief does not always equal intention, because intention reveals itself over time, not in a single message, not in a sudden return. And this is where many people get caught. They see the return and assume it means something deeper, but they don't look at the pattern. They don't look at the behavior. They don't look at what happens after the return, because the real truth is not in why they came back. It's in what they do once they are back. Do they change? Do they grow? Do they show up differently? Or do they slowly return to the same patterns? The same distance? The same inconsistency? Because if nothing changes, then the return was never about building something new. It was about revisiting something familiar. There is a deeper psychological layer to this. Humans are not only attached to people, they are attached to emotional experiences. And you were an experience, a feeling, a presence, a certain kind of energy they don't easily find elsewhere. So when that disappears, they don't just miss you, they miss what you gave them. The attention, the validation, the stability. And sometimes, that is what brings them back. Not love, not deep realization, but the desire to feel that again. And this is where it becomes dangerous. Because if you are not aware, you will interpret their return as growth, when in reality, it may just be repetition. And repetition keeps you stuck. It pulls you back into something you already outgrew. Because while they were gone, you changed, you learned, you healed, you saw things clearly. But their return, can blur that clarity. It can awaken old emotions, old hopes, old patterns, and suddenly, you find yourself in the same place, asking the same questions, feeling the same confusion. This is why awareness matters, because not everyone who comes back is meant to stay, and not every return is an opportunity. Sometimes, it is a test of your growth, a test of your self-worth, a test of whether you will choose yourself or fall back into something that once hurt you. And the answer to that test changes everything, because now you are not the same person who waited. You understand something deeper. You understand that love is not just about feelings. It is about consistency, about presence, about effort that does not disappear when things get difficult. And if someone returns without that, then what they bring is not love. It is familiarity, and familiarity alone is not enough. This is the realization that shifts your perspective. You stop being impressed by their return. You start observing their intention. You stop focusing on what they say. You start noticing what they do. You stop asking, why did they come back? And start asking, are they capable of staying differently? Because that is what matters. Not the return, but the transformation. And if there is no transformation, then the return is just a cycle that begins and ends in the same place. And you deserve more than cycles. You deserve clarity. You deserve consistency. You deserve a connection that does not disappear and reappear only when it is convenient. And this is where your power lies, in your ability to see clearly, to understand that not every return is meaningful, that not every apology is growth, that not every "I miss you" is love. Sometimes it is loneliness. Sometimes it is ego. Sometimes it is the discomfort of losing something familiar. And once you see that, you stop romanticizing their return. You start protecting your peace, because your peace is more valuable than temporary attention, and your growth is more important than repeating the past. So when they come back, you don't rush. You don't assume. You don't lose yourself in the moment. You observe. You feel. You understand. And then you decide, not based on emotion alone, but based on awareness. Because now you know the difference between someone who returns because they changed and someone who returns because they feel something missing. And that difference, it defines everything. So now I want to ask you something. Has someone ever come back into your life and later you realized it wasn't love, but something else? Comment below. I want to hear your experience. And if this helped you see things more clearly, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Silent Ego.